What's going on, Hard Walk fam? Welcome to the Hard Walk and welcome to the weekly check-in. It is Sunday, September 4th, 2022. We are here. We're going to do this weekly check-in. It's not going to be a long one, y'all. Listen, last week, let's do a recap of last week. What did we talk about last week? Last week we talked about our time and water goal, right? Our time and water goal. So last week, I told y'all I wasn't doing that well with the time on water goal. We had a number of days where I wasn't hitting the target, and a thing that kind of fed into that was the fact that I was sick. I did go to the doctor like I told y'all. I think I told y'all this last week. Went to the doctor, I had a COVID test. It was negative. Yes, I did mention that on last week's video. But I have still been dealing with the symptoms of being sick. Anyway, what else? I talked about wanting to set up a food goal and making sure that I have that in time for September's goal. Now, we are now in September. Like I said, today is September 4th. So, we do have the food goal, y'all. And we're about to get into the stuff we want to talk about today and how we deal with the goals for last week. But before we do that, I think I have two really short video clips. Just some activity that I did during the week. Let's look at those. So this is just a clip of me on a treadmill in the garage. Had to take the audio out because it had music in it and I can't afford any copyright infringements. So there you go. What's going on, Hard Walk fam? It is Saturday, August 3rd. Just got back home from a bike ride and decided to do a quick check-in. My breathing has still been just crap, but decided to absolutely do something this morning, so I went on the bike. Yeah, this week has been kind of rough, but hey, I did get up and do a bike ride this morning. I'm gonna check in with y'all tomorrow. All right, one love. All right. Y'all see, that's what I did, and now I want to do a quick recap of the goals last week. Honestly, I'm not going to go through the recap of the goals day by day, and I'll tell you why. I looked at them yesterday, right, on Saturday, and I noticed a trend. Do you know what the trend was? It wasn't a good trend. I'm going to be honest with y'all. It was not a good trend. The trend was the majority of the days I was getting up at about 6 o'clock, and I was getting into bed by 10, so that's starting to get into a good habit, but I was still falling asleep way after. There were a couple times when it was like after midnight. One night in particularly, it was after like 2. I do know that there were 2 nights that the reason was because one of those nights I was working on a project, and the second night I was working on an assignment. Friday night I was working on an assignment for school that I realized was coming right up, and so I definitely had to complete it. I had started working on it in the week, but I had to complete it for that evening, and so I had to make sure I finished it up Friday. And so I was up late Friday evening working on that. But the trends I was noticing with the time goals was that I was getting up right around 6, so I was not hitting that 5:30 consistently. As a matter of fact, I did not get up 5:30 at all last week. And then getting into bed, I was getting into bed at a decent time, but I was falling asleep later. Now, what I am going to do is I'm still sticking with that 5:30 wake up time, right? I'm still sticking with that 5:30 wake up time. And so one of the things I'm going to be doing this coming week is, remember when I told y'all about, how to wake up early, the stuff I used to do in the military? I'm going to go back to that this week, y'all. So I'm going to be setting up my alarm and setting it across the room, so I have to get up out of bed and go shut it off. All right, so the time goal. We still need to work on improving that. Now, the water goal is a similar story. I'm so ashamed. I got to report this out. I had maybe 2 days that I had over 64 ounces. I didn't hit the goal any day this week. But the majority of the days, it was just one of the blue bottles. It was just one 64-ounce bottle. And so I need to step that up as well. Now, there's a part of me that's like, before I set these as goals, I was not going into bed at a consistent time and getting up around a consistent time. And I also wasn't drinking 64 ounces of water consistently. So there's a part of me that's like, hey, you're doing better than you were before, which is good. But I still have these goals that I want to hit. So I am going to make sure that we're still trying to hit this 5:30 wake up, in bed by or before 10. And then on the water side, 2 of those 64-ounce bottles, which means 128 ounces. That means this week for September, those 2 goals are definitely, like I said, they're ongoing. I will be continuing to work on those goals. Now, as far as the food goal, as far as that goes, I did sit down and work on my plan a little bit. And it's not nothing too crazy. It's not nothing too hard either. It is based on a program that I had looked at in the past. And what it is really, it is about, I think it's really about like portion control. And the reason, what I'm waiting on right now, so there's another thing I want to talk to y'all about. What I'm waiting on is I'm waiting on an appointment with my dietitian before I make it official. I'm waiting on an appointment with my dietitian because I know that this will be restrictive in calorie intake, which is good because you need to cut calories in order to hit those weight loss targets. So I got to increase activity and decrease calorie intake, right? It's like math. It is math. So I have what I want to work on for the food goal, but I just want to touch base with my dietitian about it first as well. But as I get to that, so here's what happened, y'all. Something happened this week that bummed me out. It bummed me out big time, but then it also made me realize that how I was looking at the issue, I needed to change that view. So I had this doctor, my primary care doctor. I had an appointment. I told y'all that. I had an appointment coming up with my primary care doctor. And I have some good stuff to report out about that, but here's the bad part that happened that hit me real hard. So when I got in, the nurse came and she said, "Hey, Mr. G, you know what? Your doc is going to be a different person today because your doctor left. She went to a different clinic." And I was like, no. Don't do that to me. Because I really liked my primary care doctor, y'all. I felt like we were a team. We were working on these things together. And I think it kind of hit me harder than it probably should have. And I thought about it, like a grown-up. I put my big boy pants on. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, listen, first of all, hey, this is the real world. This is your primary care provider. Yes, it's your primary care doctor. Yes. But she don't work for you. This lady's got to do what's best for her. And you also need to do what's best for you, which you've been trying to do. So I was like, you know what? Let that lady go do what she needs to do as far as her career goes. And you can't be really tying this to anything outside of yourself. And that's what I was thinking about. I was like, it was good. We were kind of working on some things as a team, like me and my doctor. But really, it's about me. And I thought about that, and I was like, you know what? I really had to bring that message home to myself. I was like, yo, I can't be looking at outside factors too much. I really need to be making this more about what's going on here, what's going on with me, and making sure that that's what's good. And so, yeah, the doc is helping. The doc is advising. But the team, and I don't mean it to sound weird, but the team is right here. I got to make sure that this is where the foundation is, because that's what it's really going to depend on. The doctor can do and say all she wants. Ain't going to matter. But anyway, now here's the good thing. So when I got in there, because I was all excited. At this time, I didn't even know she wasn't there. I got on the scale, right, before I saw the doc. And your boy was down 18 pounds since May. 18 pounds since May. When I got on the scale at the doc, I was 18 pounds down from the time when I was there in May. And I was just really excited about that because, as y'all know, I have been working on getting the weight down some and working on some other goals to make sure that I'm doing better with my health and wellness. And so I was really proud about that, y'all. I was very proud about that. But like I said, I am working on being confident in this journey. Yes, I have the team, but the team is here to assist me. It's really, I'm the main character in the story. I'm the main character on this adventure. The team is really there to assist me. So even though the other players in the team, they're gonna change. Some of y'all on this channel, you're gonna be here sometimes. You're gonna be gone sometimes. You might check in with me sometimes. You might not. You may start your own journey sometimes, and I'm gonna check in with you. And I may not check in with you all the time. But when you're on a journey like this, it's really you, the person on the journey, that's the focus point, right? You're the main focus point of that journey, and you have to have that strength within yourself. And that experience with my doc really brought that message home to me. So I wanted to share that with y'all. I don't know if you can hear it in this video, but I am asthmatic. I think I shared that on my last video last week, and I've been wheezing a lot. I really have been. Honestly, I think even after I film this, I may have to go do a NEP treatment. My wheezing has been terrible. Because like I said, I've still been dealing with this virus, whatever it is. The doc I saw said it's some virus that's been going around. It's not COVID. She thinks that she had it too. The doc I saw thinks that she had it too because she said it was like a cold virus or something that went on for like, she's in now her 3rd week. She's got a cough she can't get rid of. I don't really have a terrible cough, but it's like I have this just heavy wheeze that just, anyway. So, one more thing I was going to bring up. I am going on a trip next week to Maine. My undergrad, where I went to college for undergrad, they are inducting me in the Alumni Hall of Fame. And so I got to go there for that experience. And I got really excited today because I was like, man, I don't want to try to go buy a suit for this. I had this suit that I had from a few years ago. And I was like, let me go see. I know I lost some weight. I lost a few pounds. Let me go see what this looks like. And it fit because I knew it didn't fit, right? And so I tried it on and I was like, yo, this look good. I'm good money. I am set to go for this event next weekend. I will be in Maine next weekend at my old school to be inducted into the Alumni Hall of Fame. And your boy's putting on a suit from like 3 years ago. Holla. Yeah, so that was another thing that this week I was like, okay, that's what's up. Anyway, as you can tell, I still got work to do with the time goal and with the water goal. I will be working on those this week. The food goal, I have it. I will be working on that as well. I will just wait until I have, some input from the dietitian. Whenever that happens, I'm not waiting on her. I'm going to be going ahead with the goal I have. And so essentially what it is this. I have let me see if I have my write-up on my phone. There we go. I have a certain amount of portions of veggies that I want to do every day. Fruit, carbohydrates, protein. And then I'm doing them by the actual serving sizes. And I think this is the biggest thing as people that we miss. If you're a person that you don't eat a lot and you eat really small portions and you've been good at that your entire life and you're, a smaller sized person and that has never been a big deal, you may not really understand it. But there are a lot of people with a lot of cultures where you grow up, thinking, oh, you got to finish everything on your plate. And then in Northern American culture, well, I can't even say Northern American, I have to say American, because Canada is not like America, y'all. A lot of places around the world, their serving sizes are very different from America. The serving sizes here are ridiculous. They're not real serving sizes. But anyway, so what I'm doing is I'm going to the actual serving sizes. So I'm trying to do 5 portions of greens every day, which that's 5 cups of greens. Today so far, I only had 2. So I need to get 3 more cups of veggies today. 3 servings of fruit. which usually means like 3 pieces of fruit. And so if I'm eating like 5 cups of veggies every day, 3 pieces of fruit every day, that gives me a lot of fiber, one, but it also gives me a lot of food and fills me up, so there are less chances for me to eat nonsense. And that's what I'm trying to work on, is so I won't be tempted to eat crap. So with that and increasing the water intake, those kinds of things, keeping this health and wellness goal ever present up here, we will get there. So that's kind of what my food goal is like. It's like, instead of just saying, hey, let me share all this out on a plate and this is what I'm eating, I'm consciously like, hold up, let me make sure I have just, a third of a cup of rice, because that's what a serving is, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or a half a cup of rice, or something like that. Instead of just, let me scoop on this amount of rice, or let me put 3 pieces of chicken. No, let me get 4 to 6 ounce piece of chicken. Instead of just piling on the food on your plate, let me actually do what a serving is. And so I've set up my plan to be more like that. And then the other thing I want to work on is doing it where I have, yes, my 3 main meals a day, because culturally that's how I do breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then my in-between snacks is where I'll do the fruit. So there y'all have an idea of what my food goal is. How I'll report out on that is I'll just say, whether I'm comfortable with where I'm at with the food goal, like I'm hitting it or not. Because I'm going to tell you, it's not every day that I'm going to probably eat 5 servings of veggies. But if I have a day where I feel like I've eaten very good and I've not eaten any junk, then I'm going to say, yeah, I hit my food goal. You understand what I'm saying? So anyway, that's kind of where I'm at. Those are the things I'm going to be trying to work on this week. This week is going to be a little bit messy because I am flying out of town on Thursday to go to Maine for that award dinner. And then I'm going to be there for a few days. So that will be interesting. However, I will still be working on the same goals even while I'm in transit, y'all. I will be checking in with y'all next week as well. That means I got to make sure I have my camera and my laptop so I can film, upload my video. Hello. All right. I appreciate y'all for checking in with me. Thank you so much. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure y'all check in with me next week. All right. One love.